Do you ever feel like you're not living up to your full potential, no matter how hard you try? This video will show you the timeless knowledge of Miyamoto Musashi, the samurai who never lost a battle, as well as the exact steps you can take to improve your mind, spirit, and overall well-being. Step 1. Do one tiny thing better each day. Musashi used to say, "Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men." This means you need to keep going for small wins. Getting better doesn't mean taking huge steps. It means taking small, steady steps forward. You'll get tired if you try to change everything about your life in one day. But if you work on getting better at one thing every day, you will build energy that you can't stop. Today, you might work on your posture. Tomorrow, you might learn a new word. The following day, you might add one more push-up to your routine. Like compound interest, small changes add up over time. Musashi trained with his sword every day, but not because he wanted to see results quickly. He did it because he knew that mastery is gained through practice. You should follow the same rule. Work on your job, your skills, and your character every day. Keep track of your progress to make this work. Write down one thing you did better every day in a journal. The pain could be in the body, mind, emotions, or even the spirit. Over the course of a year, those 365 small changes will make you completely different from the person you are now. Don't forget that growth, not perfection, is the goal. The best form of yourself is just the one that is better today than it was yesterday. The future will take care of itself if you beat your past self every day. Step 2. Cut out what wastes your time and energy. Musashi was a ronin, which means he had no boss and valued his freedom. He couldn't stand interruptions or niceties that didn't serve a purpose. The path of aloneness had 21 rules, and one of them was, do not waste time idling or thinking useless thoughts. Cut out the things that aren't important to you if you want to be the best version of yourself. These days, there are a lot of things that can take our attention away, like social media, rumors, mindless reading, negative people, and habits that make us tired. Things like these take away our time, attention, and abilities. It takes up more time to do things that don't matter than things that do. You have to be very strict with your time if you want to follow Musashi's way. You should ask yourself, does this habit, activity, or relationship help me grow, or does it hold me back? If the second one is true, let it go. Only time can be recovered, so every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. It was known that Musashi liked to travel light. He only brought the things he needed to stay alive and train. This is also true for your mental and emotional issues in life. Lose grudges, self-doubt, and responsibilities that you don't need to fulfill. When you get rid of things that don't matter, you make room for the things that do. It's not about living a life without joy, it's about living a life with purpose. Getting rid of waste makes room for important work, deep connections, and real rest. When you stop spreading your energy around, you can use it all to grow. That's when the change starts. Step 3. Learn from people you admire, but stay authentic. Musashi's life was shaped by other people, but he never let those influences take away from who he was. He learned how to use a sword from masters, watched other fighters fight, and took in the plans of great generals. He didn't try to copy his teachers, though. Instead, he created his own style, the two heavens as one method, which became famous. Finding this balance between learning new things and keeping true to who you are is a key part of becoming your best self. On your own path, there are teachers, role models, historical figures, or even friends who show you how to be a better person. They can teach you, give you new ideas, and inspire you. When you learn from their mistakes, you can speed up your own growth by avoiding them and starting good habits more quickly. What a lot of people do wrong, though, is try to become that person instead of just becoming better. As Musashi said, don't get too attached to one way or form. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain, he wrote one time. Asterisk, in other words, you can learn from other people, but your road will be different because your life, experiences, and strengths are unique. When you act exactly like someone else, you stop thinking critically and start living their story. To put this into practice, look at what works for the people you look up to. What do they think? How do they plan their day? How do they deal with problems? Make those rules fit your personality, your ideals, and the situation you're in. For instance, if you like how disciplined someone is, find a way to be disciplined too, but not exactly in the same way they do it. Since it's impossible to fake for life, authenticity is strong. Being honest makes people admire you because they can tell when you are being true to yourself. Musashi won not because he was the fastest or strongest, but because he fought in a way that no one else could, using his unique knowledge of time, rhythm, and being able to change his plan. Being inspired and being yourself are both important parts of being your best self. Deeply learn from those who came before you, but always think about what they taught you through the lens of who you are. Build on what they've taught you, and then be brave and make your own way. Musashi became a master by combining different styles into something that was all his own. Similarly, you will reach your peak when you stop trying to be someone else and instead become the most polished and fearless version of you. Step 4. Fail fast, learn, and don't take yourself too seriously. During his lifetime, Miyamoto Musashi fought over 60 duels and never lost. Even though he has a famous record, that doesn't mean he never made mistakes. Musashi was rough, crude, and sometimes careless when he was young. He learned how to be a good strategist not only from wins, but also from the small losses that came with training, from making bad decisions, and from the lessons that made him humble that came with living on the road. He was different because he never let loss break him. Instead, he used it to his advantage. Musashi could fail quickly, which was one of his unsaid secrets. He would quickly change his strategy and try something else if the first one didn't work. He didn't waste time being proud about a bad method. He learned why a hit didn't land where it was supposed to. If his timing was off, he fixed it right away. He went from making a mistake to getting better without getting stuck in guilt or self-pity. These days, failing quickly means trying new things without being afraid. A lot of people put things off because they want everything to be just right before they begin. Musashi would tell you that planning all the time doesn't lead to success. It leads to trial and error on the battlefield. It's better to make one mistake than to think about something for 1,000 hours. Another important thing Musashi taught us is that we shouldn't take ourselves too seriously. Every loss feels like an attack on your worth when your ego is too weak. Your mind will stop working. Musashi told people not to care too much about how they look. Think little of yourself and much of the world, he wrote. You should still value yourself, but you should pay more attention to the goal, the craft, and the lesson than to how you look while you're doing it. Failure is no longer a source of shame when you have this mindset. Don't call yourself lazy if you miss a day of a new habit you're trying to start. Ask yourself, why did I miss it? Instead, were the plans not good? Low on energy? Not enough drive? After that, make changes and move on. The samurai way of thinking was to watch, learn, change, and then move again. Musashi's path wasn't made up of perfect performance. It was made up of iteration over and over again. He learned from every mistake and got better over time. Being brave, open to comments, quick to learn, and avoiding egotism will help you do the same. The best form of yourself won't be someone who doesn't fail. Instead, it will be someone who fails, learns, and rises faster than everyone else. Step 5. Walk, dance, stretch. Just stay active for a sharp mind. Not only did Musashi think, he also moved around a lot. As a fighter, he had to be physically ready all the time. He knew that the mind and body are linked. A weak body makes the mind weak. Being busy is important if you want to be your best self. Being fit doesn't mean you have to train like a warrior. Walking, stretching, dancing, or other light exercise can help you think more clearly and feel better every day. Being active brings more blood to the brain, lowers stress, and helps you concentrate better. Musashi trained with his swords for a very long time. He did this outside a lot, walking through rivers, forests, and mountains. He was strong, mentally alert, and able to change because he was always moving. Through your life, moving can be a way to meditate and get in touch with yourself again. The key is to be consistent. Don't wait for inspiration, make moving a part of your everyday life. Take small walks or stretch every so often, even if you're busy. These little things keep your mind sharp and your energy high. How you feel physically changes how you feel mentally. Being strong makes you think more clearly, make better choices, and be more resilient when things go wrong. Being busy isn't just good for your health, It also gets your whole body ready for life's challenges. Step 6. Protect your time for what truly matters. Musashi was very careful with his time. He was known for not spending time with other people when it wasn't necessary and instead spending his time working, studying, and thinking. Hold on to your time like a gem if you want to become the best person you can be. Time is life. You lose a piece of yourself every time you give time to things that don't matter, people who don't respect it, or obligations that you don't care about. To be the best version of yourself, you need to focus, and to focus, you need limits. Figure out what's most important to you, your goals, your beliefs, and your relationships. Then plan your day around them. Don't mess with these blocks of time. Learn to say no to things that aren't helping you reach your goals. It's better to say no to something better than to something else. Do nothing that is useless, Musashi said. This is a harsh but freeing filter for your life. Before you do something, ask yourself, is this going to help me? Does it fit with what I want to do? If they say no, kindly say no and move on. You can protect your growth by keeping your time safe. You give yourself room to think, make things, rest, and connect with other people in a useful way. Start planning your life instead of just reacting to things that happen. This is where your best self starts to show up. Step 7. Giving boosts confidence and purpose. A lot of people think that improving yourself is only about you, but Musashi knew that success was also about helping other people. There's more to being strong than just what you can do for yourself. There are things you can do to help other people. Giving something of yourself, like your time, knowledge, or kindness, gives you a feeling of purpose. It makes you feel like you're part of something bigger. You feel more confident because you can see the good things you can do. Musashi taught others, wrote about his knowledge, and left rules that people still follow today, hundreds of years later. He didn't keep his skill to himself, he shared it with other people. To give, all you have to do is cheer someone up, guide a coworker, or help a friend who is in trouble. You know how valuable you are when you give more than you receive. No longer do you only judge yourself by what you get out of it. Now you judge yourself by how much difference you make. When you stop asking, what can I get? And start asking, what can I give? It changes everything. As a result, you become strong, caring, and deeply satisfied. You are not your best self when you hoard information, money, or time. Instead, you are your best self when you use these things to help others grow.